Good to have your company. Thank you so much for choosing UBC. My name is Sandra Kahunde. We're coming to you live from Nile Avenue Broadcast House. It is the 21st day of January 2023. Now, starting off with activities for this very day, a Deputy National Coordinator Parish Development Model, Jovin Kalisa, has warned civil servants against mismanagement of PDM funds. And, well, this follows the arrest of the Chief Administrative Officer of Ombongi District, Andrew Leru, who mishandled PDM fund worth 30.68 million Uganda shillings that got lost when he was a cow in Nuoya District.
Money was actually stolen by a former cow of Nuoya in the names of Andrew Leru, who is now the current cow of Ombongi District. And I am glad we have recovered the money for the people of Nuoya District. The money I'm talking of is the PRF fund, the Parish Revolving Fund, which is supposed to go to the circles to benefit the people, to get the people out of subsistence. So for us as Parish Development Model, our style of doing things is give us the money, we take the money to where it is supposed to be, we implement the President's directive. We do our job the way we were told to do. So I am glad that today we have recovered our money. And from the billions that were lost, I'm happy to let the whole country know that at least this could have been the last person who were looking for to pay the revolving fund. And I am very glad that we have been able to recover the people's money. This money is not for anyone, but it's some money for the people in subsistence economy.
In other activities of the day, the South Koreans have embarked on a skill development training aiming at enhancing and stimulating the child's mind and imagination through increasing their creativity using artwork, that is in primary schools. This entrepreneurship, skill innovation, also fostering the children to save and protect environment with Local West in Mityana District.
A team of South Koreans and nurturing school-going children at St. Kizito Primary School in Sekanyonyi Sub-County, Bukoba Parish, Mityana District, on environmental protection, saving and responsible future citizenship through artwork entrepreneurship skills.
This artwork is teaching them that you can reuse waste material to produce something that is of value. For example, they are using paper that has been made out of sugarcane waste. So this is one way of teaching the young children to save. It is another way of teaching the young children to protect their environment, but it is also another way of teaching young children to be mindful of the resources that they have, that they can transform into economic benefits.
The Mao Gumgo Korea Social Enterprise Young Savers Club Conference is empowered by Uganda Federation of Community Credit Cooperatives with funding from Korean Federation of Community Credit Cooperatives. Andrew Chepa, Chief Executive Officer, Uganda Federation of Community Credit Cooperative, says the initiative will sustain children in schools and transform their livelihoods.
We believe that there are many gifts and talents that can be identified at a very early age. And if we nurture these gifts, we can take care of the employment problem that this country is facing. So what we are doing today is to start this nurturing process as early as possible, to teach children to be innovative, to teach children think they can work with their hands and be able to earn an income and be able to make their lives, their families and their communities better.
Team leader Dong Yung Kim observed that creative art education promotes talents of children for sustainable growth.
Drawing is very left to head and assembly is right to head. Together make more than. Yeah. So children is very important 2 point. Yeah. I want to Africa children experience.
Bukoba Parish Chief Sandy Francis appreciates the Korean initiative for fostering children with real skills and urged Ministry of Education to embrace it.
This is a right time, and this is good to my people of this parish. So these younger people, at the end of the day, I hope they will be getting something in kind of money such that they can save.
I have learned to do arts.
I have learned to save money in MG Bank and to protect environment using arts.
Sudat Kaye and Robert Whiter, UBC News.
Kasese leaders have appealed for government's intervention and upgrade the road network in the district. The chairperson Kasese District, Erifazi Mohinde, says funds to carry out the road repairs are vital.
Recent heavy rains and various roads in bridges in Kasese District farmers transport their products.
The road from Kiyamaseke Trading Center to Muriti, it's 11.4 kilometers. It has been in a bad shape. Even now when you move, it's still in a bad condition. It was worked upon 20 years back under the chairmanship of Kahunde when he was still leader of this district.
The chairperson Kasese District, Erifazi Mohinde, urged government to support Kasese's infrastructure development. He was speaking to residents during the launch of feeder roads maintenance exercise in Busongora County North.
Each one of us, the district and the sub-county, we play our role. And we have tried our best to make sure that routine maintenance is supervised, so that whatever little money we inject in, we want to ensure that there is value for money.
Erifazi Mohinde says the Ministry of Works and Transport recently sent the district over 100 million to handle roads that are in bad state. The resident district commissioner Kasese, Nakito Walsi, wants Kasese leaders to ensure funds meant for roads maintenance are put to proper use.
There is leadership of the sub-county, there is leadership at the district and the department heads, and the secretary in charge of the department. So we expect them to play their role of monitoring and supervising as we do it also, as we do the same also.
He warned those involved in bricklaying along roadsides against the practice that contribute to damaging road networks.
In other news, the local coalition accelerator has launched a joint action plan to aid urban refugees to improve their livelihood for the most vulnerable population in Kampala metropolitan area. Now, the joint action plan 2 will address issues of school dropouts by encouraging students to return to school through the provision of learning materials to vulnerable groups. According to Naomi Ayaro, a local coalition accelerator coordinator, the local coalition is ready to work with KCCA health authorities to ensure that vulnerable segments of the population access health care through the public health system.
Today, we are launching the Joint Action Plan 2 of the Local Coalition Accelerator Program that involves 14 local and national non-government organizations. We are focusing on education, we are focusing on health and survival, and then we are looking at livelihood and resilience building. So the urban refugees are going to be the rights holders who will benefit from the cash transfer intervention, such that they can make decisions on what their priority needs are. They're also going to benefit from the entrepreneurial skilling program and digital market skilling program. They will be supported to form themselves into voluntary loaning and saving association, and provided the startup capital. They are also going to benefit from the education. A lot of the schools that we are going to support in terms of learning materials, in terms of school furniture, are schools where the urban refugee population children go to study.
We are privileged to be working with an open, cooperative and resourceful team at the in Kampala, that is the KCCA, and on several occasions they have been helpful in enabling us attain a wide-angle view and understanding of the challenges that we often see up close in the community. They have been very instrumental in enabling us fine-tune our solution with precision and effectiveness.
So the localization agenda enhances community-led development if effectively and efficiently done. I know this is a young coalition, but has based its intervention designs through various consultations held with the relevant directorates of KCCA, and that is the Directorate of Gender, Directorate of Education, and Public Health. So basing on what the coordinator has just presented, I can see that the LOCA project has adhered to the critical community needs that we communicated in the consultation meetings held with the KCCA. And I want also to add on the same, whereas we were able to project those community needs, let's not be rigid. Along the way, let's bisect them through continuous consultations so that we are now able to address the real needs that we have within the communities.
Now, more activities. The DFCU Bank has launched a campaign to give support to schools and parents during the go back to school period. The head person of business banking DFCU Bank, Ronald Wanoko Kasasa, says experience indicates that going back to school periods tend to portend a tough situation and calls for support.
We were privileged to launch a campaign for our individual and entity clients. And this campaign will be running for a period of 12 months, beginning tomorrow the 19th, running all the way over the next 12 weeks, with the aim and objective of being able to support our customers as they begin to get their aspirations and dreams for 2023 in place. So core to that will be if you're an individual or if you're a personal customer that's earning a salary or a steady income, or a professional that is earning a steady income, DFCU Bank will be able to offer you a low interest-free loan over the next 12 weeks, in which you will be able to apply for a grace period of up to 75 days. Or if you are a school owner, we also recognize that during this period of time, DFCU has come out and based on our involvement in the education sector, Uganda has close to 13,000 active schools. And out of those, we've actually seen that a lot of these schools are struggling to actually either start, open up, or run and maintain during the school term. So we are offering to schools up to 200 million shillings, which is also up to about 30% of your collectible school fees during this period of next 12 weeks, that you can come and take unsecured as a school owner or as a school to be able to enable your school to restart. Now, this is an overdraft facility that would run across the next 12 weeks, and we believe that because of the challenges that most schools have, this facility actually comes in handy to enable schools to be able to reopen and begin to start kicking off activities. Now, conversely, parents that are out there that are involved in one way or another, are you a parent or are you a guardian, and you would want to pay school fees, we encourage you to actually pay school fees through DFCU. And during this period, during the 12 weeks, you will be eligible to a draw of up to 500,000 that will be cashed back to your fees that have been paid through DFCU Bank.
Now, returning shortly after these messages with more news that will also include police encouraging motorists to have the right documentation in case, that is to help facilitate their policing exercise. Stay with us.
Sent transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Soka numpa hemanga tona dinda yenyonta isuse kodia alasoga myuse nenkalamateri wanenyula jonyambe umpe okuhema cause I love you hema everybody know oh hema maziganga gampomela.
The most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. With Airtel, the smartphone network.
Happiness comes to us in many places. It's in knowing the mosquito net keeps our children healthy. The wife having the support of her husband. It's in deciding together when to have a baby. And for some, focusing on what's important right now. So what's your happiness? Make the right health decisions to ensure happiness for you and your family.
Do you want a school that offers top-notch academic, social and spiritual well-being of your child? Look no further. Cornerstone Community School Buate has got you covered. Cornerstone Community School is a Christian-centered school offering Uganda's national curriculum that emphasizes science, mathematics, innovations, arts, Christian education, critical thinking, and sports. We provide an environment where learners study, play, and work with a peace of mind. We also offer co-curricular activities that make children interact and develop as holistic individuals. Registration is in progress for a daycare, nursery, and primary 1 to 7 for Term 1 intake. Find us in Buate, Chiro Municipality, Wachiso District, or contact us on Cornerstone Community Schools Buate, raising transformative leaders for a better world.
Welcome back. Good to know you're still a part of this newscast. In more activities of the day, police have called for motorists to process proper ownership documents to facilitate a policing exercise in case of requirement. This comes amidst complaints of stringent conditions for someone to get back motors from the police stations. Now, the deputy police spokesperson, Kampala Metropolitan, that is Luke Owesigire, has called upon the public to ensure proper ownership documentation of motors to speed up police interventions.
Almost at all the 161 police stations and over 1,000 police posts in the country, there are abandoned vehicles and motorcycles, most of which are exhibits.
Motorcycles that were gotten through operations on theft of motorcycles in the country. Those motorcycles are also parked with us. They are labeled differently for us to differentiate them easily.
Police affirms stipulations under the law which permits for the storage of these motors. These motors are impounded through different traffic operations.
Motorcycles that we've impounded in the recent operations of checking for checking for reflectors, traffic operations on riding permits, and many others.
The Kampala Deputy Police spokesperson Luko Esjile says some vehicles and motorcycles are abandoned by criminals, while others are impounded during accidents.
There are other motorcycles that are involved in accidents, in many other aspects, those that are, of course, where owners are serving sentences in prisons because of the crimes they could have committed.
Police investigations reveals that many motors are owned by wrong elements without proper documents.
Motorcycles that have been abandoned and are picked and brought to police, where we don't know the owners, and working with URA to ascertain many of the owners.
For someone to get a vehicle or a motorcycle from a police station must possess legit documents of ownership. Absence of the right documents has contributed to the increasing number of unclaimed motors on stations.
Some owners who have refused to prove ownership, of course their motorcycles can't be handed back to them, and those that have failed to pay the EPS tickets, their motorcycles of course can't be handed back to them. So we still have those many motorcycles with us.
The law allows police to write to the magistrate for the auctioning of abandoned motors after the period of 6 months. However, this process has raised mixed reactions from the public about transparency.
So standard operating procedures, we are supposed to keep them for 6 months. And after the 6 months, we are supposed to look into an issue of making sure that they are auctioned. Through that, that helps us, especially on the exhibits that have been with us for quite some time.
Police disowns allegations of mishandling exhibits.
Any missing motorcycle, there is always an officer who is charged with making sure that they keep it safe. So if it goes missing, the officer will be held accountable. He will be taken to courts of law or made to pay the motorcycle or any exhibit that is missing.
On several occasions, Police Professional Standards Unit has investigated cases where officers tampered with exhibits at the police stations relating to spare parts of motors. Abdul Nasir Lubama for UBC.
The Ministry of Health is striving to strengthen emergency medical services as a prerequisite for quality healthcare provision in the country. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Twine, emphasizes the need for streamlined emergency medical services with fully flagged timely ambulance response and the subsequent services to rescue lives.
Health statistics show that an estimated 7 out of 10 patients die due to medical emergency conditions, signaling the need for the country to strengthen the ambulance system. Ministry of Health has already realized this need and is now working with developmental partners like Maltese International to address the gaps in the emergency healthcare system.
The most important thing is for us to move. We may not move at the pace that we want, but ladies and gentlemen, we are here to move. We have no choice, we must move. And we must move in systematic way to build emergency medical services, not just in just visibility, launches and what, no. Create an impact in emergency services, that we are able to save lives, that we are able to improve that. First of all, first responder, it is not there. We used not to be there completely. Now it is there. Thank you very much, the partners and everyone who has been training. I know that we have been training multiple teams in first responding.
Under the rescue chain, we talk about first aid. And when we talk about first aid, we have already started the curriculum for the first aid, which is under the review, still with the Ministry of Health. Along the rescue chain, there is development of professional emergency care. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that recently we've just launched a curriculum for the emergency care assistants, which Ministry of Health has been the lead in this.
The Ministry of Health has now received a boost in terms of uniforms for emergency caregivers, courtesy of Maltesa International. With this branding, emergency caregivers are advised to be mindful of how they render emergency care services to the public.
And in this daily struggle, uniforms matter. EMTs need to present a very clean and professional look when they are on duty, because people they care for and their relatives, they need to know that they know what they are doing as EMS professionals. And here a lot of studies have shown that uniforms actively participate in the required changes of perception by the public to recognize, respect and support EMT's work.
And we also want to appreciate Maltesa International. It has provided some resources which are going to add on this uniform. Again, we thank you for that decision, Maltesa International. We shall have all the teams uniformed.
An emergency medical system is defined as one that provides care to patients in the pre-hospital or out of hospital and caters for other serious time-sensitive illnesses.
The interventions provided by emergency care teams, whether in hospital or in pre-hospital environment, make a difference between life and death. If we had time, I would have to tell you stories how you came and picked off my mother and father during a very critical time. That's for another day, but we thank you. Emergency care provides non-critical care to very ill patients along the continuum of care from the community, along the roads, during mass gatherings, during disaster. Therefore, being visible is important.
However, lack of trained emergency health practitioners and uncoordinated ambulance system that hinders prompt emergency response remain a challenge. Adiana Kote, UBC.
Well, that's all we had time for this particular newscast. More updates as we bring you those details happening as far as today, the 21st of January 2023 is concerned. We'll be coming your way later on at timely news hours of the day. Keep watching UBC as we inspire you. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and of course, greetings from the team behind the scene. Thank you so much for watching.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. On the 26th of January 2023, Uganda will mark the 37th anniversary of the Liberation Day, when the ruling National Resistance Army struck movement